and it's an easy game for Auburn, but granted, in Auburn's defense, the opponent they're playing next week, they might have to have another easy game to kind of warm up for LSU when LSU goes to town next week. So, give me Auburn. I think they're going to steamroll.
Who you got?
Jacksonville State.
Okay. Who you got, Mike?
Well, if you listen to the show last week, I picked Louisville to pull it off. Which Louisville did eventually come back and make it a very close game, but Auburn really impressed me. I got to go to Auburn. Give me 4 or 5 touchdowns over this Jacksonville State team.
Give me like 7.
Well, I'm gonna go with Mike there. I'm not gonna go with 7 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna get Auburn to win this game. I say about 3 or 4 touchdowns is good enough there. I'd like to be generous to teams just in case they kind of get it close like that, But Auburn running that spread offense with Gus Malzahn at the helm, I think they'll be able to do very well and be able to win this game. So, give me the Tigers of Auburn, which is always a very good question that always gets brought up. Is Auburn really the Tigers or Eagles?
That's a discussion for another time. I can go all day about that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, let's see here. Lamar versus number 4 Baylor in Waco, Texas. Who you got, Mike?
Well, when you first said Lamar, I already picked the team that already they were facing against. I'm not saying Lamar is that bad of a team, but Lamar is just not a team that I would expect to pull off an upset. If it was any FCS team, I wouldn't expect it to be Lamar. So give me Baylor.
Juicy, who you got in this game?
Well, the team that played against Lamar, like Mike said, I'm going with Baylor. Last year, Texas A&M played Lamar and put up almost 80 points on her, and Lamar maybe scored like 3 or something. So, yeah, I kind of expect pretty much Baylor to probably possibly put up an 80 ball on Lamar because A&M did it about a year or 2 ago. So, it's not going to be a contest.
I predict that Lamar will upset Baylor.
Are you serious right now?
And how fast they get run out of the stadium, Juicy. Baylor is going to destroy Lamar, okay? It's not going to even be close. It's going to be like at least a 35 win for Baylor, at least that. It might even be more. I think Baylor's going to win this game.
About 56 points or something like that.
I got you with that one, huh, Juicy? I knew you would cave in on that one.
Trying to pull the Appalachian State.
I did that to you last week too. No, actually, you wasn't even on last week. I did it the week before to you.
No.
All right, next game on the list: Stephen F. Austin versus number 3 TCU. Mike, who you got in this game?
Well, again, you said the team that already knew ain't gonna win. I gotta go to TCU. TCU is a very good team. Although, like I said, they almost lost to Minnesota. But Minnesota's a lot better than Stephen F. Austin, so I got to go to TCU.
Who you got, Juicy?
I'm going to go ahead and go with TCU. I was a little bit disappointed with them at first, but then I thought about it when they played Minnesota. I was like, well, it's the first week of the season, and everybody and some teams just try to figure out who and what and who they are and everything, but go ahead and give me TCU because I think TCU is going to get better as the season goes along, and they'll find their shot pretty quick against Stephen F. Austin.
Okay, I think TCU. I was looking at the wrong game. Okay, I think TCU will beat Stephen F. Austin here. TCU did struggle against Minnesota, but like you said, that was the first week there. I was hoping TCU would beat Minnesota a little bit more, so I could feel more confident about picking them for future weeks. But they didn't do that, so my confidence is kind of a little shaky on them a little bit. But if they blow out at Stephen F. Austin, then I think they'll be able to reestablish that. So we'll see what happens. So I got TCU beating Stephen F. Austin by 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns.
2.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be about 4 or 5.
Oh, sure, Juicy. Pick everybody to win 4 or 5 touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hearing a bunch of 4 or 5 touchdowns.
All
You
right.
get a 4 or 5 touchdown lead. You get a 4 or 5 touchdown lead. Everybody gets a 4 or 5
Yeah, exactly.
touchdown
Like
lead.
we're gonna Oprah in here.
That's been helping everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next game on the list: Middle Tennessee versus number 2 Alabama. Who you got, Mike?
I gotta go with Alabama. Alabama's gonna smash Middle Tennessee. No disrespect to Middle Tennessee, but they're definitely not a team that I think could actually pull off an upset against Alabama.
Juicy, who you got in this game?
I actually think that Middle Tennessee will set a record for how fast they get back on the bus and go home.
Okay, so
I bet you it's gonna be a 4 or 5 touchdown lead, ain't it?
exactly.
Alabama is going to smash, probably destroy Middle Tennessee. Honestly, I mean,
By 4 or
I
5
don't see
touchdowns.
Alabama win by no less than about 4 or 5 touchdowns.
I got Alabama winning this.
Honestly, I mean, really, look what they did to Wisconsin.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Juicy. I think they're gonna win by. Come on, Juicy. It's your phrase now. Come on.
4 or 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. I think Alabama's gonna win there. I got them winning this game. Don't think Derrick Henry's gonna run wild on Middle Tennessee, and that will. I mean, I ain't even gonna go passing on this one. They could probably run the ball every single play. Middle Tennessee wouldn't be able to stop them. So,
I think they're going to run the ball for at least 200, 250 yards.
well, we'll see what happens. I got Alabama winning this game though. All right. The last game before we get back to these ranked games going on here. We have Hawaii. They're coming to the mainland, guys.
Oh, my God.
Going against number 1 Ohio State. Mike, who you got in this game?
See, I remember you said number 1 Ohio State. Ohio State is the number 1 team for a reason. Did not see what they did to Virginia Tech. I need to watch it. If you did not see what Braxton Miller did when he ran the ball in for a touchdown, go watch it because you swear you'll be watching somebody play a video.
It was a great
movie put on him.
It was
That
a
was a pretty legit spin move, I can't lie.
I have to go to Ohio State. Until I get proven otherwise, Ohio State's the number 1 team, and they're going to be the number 1 team for a very long time.
Who you got, Juicy?
Well, I have to go with Ohio State in this one. I mean, like Mike said, look what they did to Virginia Tech. I just don't think Hawaii has got the man nor the firepower to be able to keep up with Ohio State. And Ohio State hasn't done it so far. They haven't done anything to lose their number 1 ranking. So until they prove otherwise, they're gonna stay number 1. So give me Ohio State by about 3 touchdowns, maybe 4.
Don't.
You sure it's not 4 to 5?
No, I'm confident with 3 or 4.
Okay. I got Ohio State beating Hawaii, but I do warn Ohio State on something. If they lose a game with their schedule, they will not get in the college football playoff. There is no way.
No, they won't. I
They-
can agree with that.
They have to win every single game. And the only game they could possibly have a tough matchup against is either Michigan or Michigan State. One of those two. Because I say Michigan based on the fact that it's a rivalry game, and you can't predict rivalry games. They go nuts. I got Ohio State winning this game, though. But I do warn Ohio State about scheduling weak teams. About that. So, all right. Now it's time to get into some intense matchups we got going on this week. We'll start with Juicy on this first pick because I know he's excited to pick this game. Number 14 LSU versus number 25 Mississippi State. Who you got in this game, Juicy?
I'm going to go with LSU, being that last year how they did kind of poorly against Mississippi State when they brought Brandon Harris in. He actually had a pretty good game against Mississippi State. And being that he's a starter, I think he'll do all right in this game, and I think he'll do enough for LSU to win the game. Because I think LSU's going to run the ball probably a lot more with Fournette. But and I'm not going to lie, LSU's probably going to struggle a little bit at least a half or so because they didn't get to really play last week, so they didn't get a chance to get in trot or get in tune with everything or fix what they did wrong. But I expect Les Miles and them to be able to fix that throughout the game and win by at least 7 or 10 points.
Okay, Mike, who you got?
Well, not so fast, Juicy. Sorry to break your little heart and everybody else's heart. But since I was not really able to see LSU play much last week, I can't really say yes, LSU is a team that I could see winning. Even if I watched them play, I don't think I would have picked them unless they'd have blown me away. I gotta go Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a real good team. Dak Prescott's a great quarterback. They just have a good team. LSU, like I said, they haven't shown me nothing yet. If I watched them, maybe could say better, but until I see LSU play their first game, I really can't judge them. Going against a good Mississippi State team, I gotta go with Mississippi.
It's not as good as they were a year ago, though.
They're not, but LSU, we don't know how good they are, so we can't say that.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot to add, Mississippi State really didn't do that well against Southern Miss either. I wasn't impressed, but
I think, you know what, I'm agree with Juicy on this one. I think LSU's going to win this game. Now, I think LSU's defense got better from a year ago. Their secondary is very good. So Dak Prescott's going to have to run the ball more in there. And I don't know if Mississippi State's going to be able to do enough. LSU's linebacking core, I think they got a little bit more of an edge than on Mississippi State's side. It's just LSU's defensive line I'm kind of worried about a little bit there. But if they're able to stop the pass, then it's going to force Mississippi State to go down to the run. So I think Brandon Harris is a question mark on him. Haven't seen him play last week. That would have been better for LSU than to open up their season against Mississippi State. Like Juice said, to get everybody in sync, but I think LSU will beat Mississippi State this week, though. It's going to be close. Field goal. Let me go with a field goal and winning this game. All right, now we get to go on to another game here. Number 19, Oklahoma versus number 23, Tennessee. Mike, who you got in this game?
Give me Tennessee to win this one. I'm going to go with Tennessee.
All right, Juicy.
Okay, give me Tennessee.
Okay. Juicy?
I'm going to go with, I'm actually going with Oklahoma in this too.
All right.
Just give me Oklahoma. I know, Tennessee still got a little bit to prove. They could have done a little bit better against Bowling Green, but give me Tennessee. I mean, Oklahoma by at least 10, 14 points, maybe.
Not so fast, Juicy. I'm going to disagree with you there. I don't think Oklahoma's going to have enough to pull off the win against in Neyland Stadium. Tennessee's at home. I think Butch Jones has got something. I think it's going to be Butch Jones' first marquee win against a really good, against an Oklahoma team here. I think it's going to be close. I say a field goal will decide this thing. I think Tennessee, they've been rising for the last 2 or 3 years. And I think this year actually comes to fruition. Give me Tennessee to knock off Oklahoma this week.
But I'll give you this though, Chief. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised really if Tennessee would beat Oklahoma because, like you said, and you made a good point, they have gotten better over the last couple of years. So, I mean, but I'm gonna stick with Oklahoma, but I'm not gonna be all too surprised if Tennessee does win this game.
Okay, before we pick the game of the week, we got one game. Mike, I'll let you introduce it since you know what's going on.
This is a game that me, Chief, and probably Juicy will probably be at.
Juicy's going. I got his ticket. He better go.
UL versus Northwestern State, and no, not the Northwestern. Some people might get confused, but not the Northwestern up there in Indiana. I think it is.
Northwestern, yeah, not the big game.
Yeah, it's the Southland Northwestern. Well, me and Chief picked you to win against Kentucky last week, and I really was just surprised that the game was even as close as it was because I really didn't expect much. But UL secondary, if you watch the game, you know the first half, UL secondary looked like a high school team probably could have passed all over the secondary with how wide open everybody was.
Yeah, UL secondary really didn't do that well throughout the game.